All right, Ken, so thank you for joining us today. Can you briefly tell us, who you are and what your company does?
I am a Chicago native. I went to Richard E. Byrd for lower school in Cabrini Green, and then went to the Latin School of Chicago on the Gold Coast on scholarship for high school. Left, went away to Michigan State a long time ago when the modern internet was being born. Got into coding as a hobby there as a freshman, and it just kind of stuck with me all my career and all my life. Even though I was more of a numbers and a finance guy and student, just the coding was always there. So today, I own a mobile app technology solutions firm called ThinЛpp, and we specialize in mostly mobile solutions, but high-end, elegant website solutions, scripts, APIs, SDK, software development kit technology for apps, and a variety of integrations. We help companies integrate with other companies. We help little guys integrate with big companies. Like if somebody wanted to, do something special with shipping for Shopify, we could do that. So we can do little stuff all the way up to the big stuff. And what we've been focusing on more is our division that works with Square, the famous payments company, and specifically an e-commerce app that we made for Square. So some years ago, we reverse engineered the Starbucks app, and we created our own version of that. And what our idea was we wanted to be able to take Starbucks level technology and have it in our possession so we could give it to whoever we wanted, primarily small businesses. We thought, how cool would it be if every small business could have the Starbucks app? So that's what we did. And it got on the radar of Square. And before we knew what had happened, we were in contract talks with Square, and we became an official partner of Square. Then we integrated our technology, which was already a powerful e-commerce app, with Square, making it even more powerful, because now you have Starbucks level technology, but it integrates with this $30 billion company. And they specialize in payments, POS, point of sale systems for retail, restaurants, services, businesses, you name it. They have all the equipment, swiping cards and all that stuff. And now our mobile app connects with that whole ecosystem. So when you put the two together, it creates a full ecosystem for any store, any business, any retail store, any restaurant, any cafe. You're essentially like a Starbucks at that point. So that's what we're focusing on now is that solution we created for Square. We could give anybody their own Starbucks level app.
That's pretty incredible that you were able to reverse engineer, something like the Starbucks app. I don't think people understand like the magnitude of not just manpower, but the technical side of things,
right?
Being able to do that, and
the depth of experience.
Well, yeah, exactly. The amount of experience, and then to get it at a price point to make it accessible to others. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like if people really understand what you just said, I mean, they should really jump on and have
it's game changer
with you if they're serious about their business and their ultimately your online presence. And the app can help your online presence in many ways, from e-commerce to various other things that you mentioned. Share with me perhaps some of the obstacles that you face as a small business owner.
Oh, we need an encyclopedia of time to go through the obstacles. One, I'm not somebody who you look at and you see tech, first of all. So there's the societal, cultural obstacle. Two, I'm not in my 20s and some young tech guy. I'm in my 40s. Three, we're in Chicago. We're not in San Francisco. We're not in New York. We're not even in California. We're in Chicago. So there are all these cultural and societal types of obstacles to start with. And then you get into the technology obstacles, which are, they come with the territory. But in general, there's a lot of backstory about how we got over each obstacle and how it evolved us into what we are. But, without getting into those long stories, where we are today is we did it. We built what is arguably the most powerful e-commerce app in the world. We easily value it at about $1 million because you can't go anywhere and create it for less than $1 million. We know all the different developer markets, first world countries, all the way down to third world countries. We've worked with everybody. We know what people make and we know what people can make because we work with everybody. Mm-hmm. So we know you can't create this for less than $1 million. We also know you probably can't create it in less than a year. So with that being said, we know what advantage we have on everybody right now. We have a lead time of a lot of time. I mean, to challenge us, you have to already have an e-commerce solution. And then if you already have an e-commerce solution, how close is it in capabilities to ours? And then even if you have all that, how cheap can you make it? We can make ours so cheap that our startup cost is $299.
Wow.
And then we have payment plans where you don't even have to pay the $299. You can break it up into 4 payments, monthly payments of $75. So you're out of pocket for $1 million app, $75. And we design it and brand it to your brand. That's the other crazy thing about it. We aren't just giving you something that's like copy, slap your logo on it, there you go. We've thought out the world-class design of what do we change, the aesthetics, what buttons do we change, what pictures do we change, what background images do we change, so we can quickly make this look like it was built for you.
Wow. It's pretty much like a template, and you fine-tune it to the needs of the business.
That's exactly what it is. Only when you think of a template, people think of things that are cheap, things that break, and things like that. It's like a template, but we engineered it to do this. Because we built it and engineered it to do this, it's more of a solution. It's a solution that solves a problem. Everything about it was built to copy. Everything about it was built to do e-commerce. And as we converted it to communicate with Square, everything about it was built to communicate with Square. We can connect to an existing Square account in 15 seconds, and it pulls everything. So like if somebody already had Square, they don't have to give us their menu or re-enter their menu. They literally click a connect button, log into Square, click authorize or allow, and it connects to Square within 15 literal seconds. It pulls your menu or your products, your images, your pricing, your options, your locations, your categories, everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. Can you maybe give us an example of some of the businesses that you've worked with before? I know you touched on restaurants, but can you give me an idea of just a different?
So we're national. We work with people all over the country, but we've really been trying to key in on our backyard of Chicago so that Chicago really knows that we exist. Because being national, is great, but we didn't really have the money to have a big national megaphone. So we have clients in Nashville, New York, LA, things like that, but we don't have enough money to have a lot of clients in Nashville, a lot of clients in LA, a lot of clients in New York. So we said, we want to stick to our own backyard. So while we have clients everywhere and some really cool clients, we're really excited about the Chicago clients. There's a client on the near South Side named, their business is named Bellies. They specialize in smoothies and health food. And she is the owner is one of the most impressive owners that we've seen. She makes social media videos, animated Instagram posts, and things like that, promoting the app and telling people to come in. Something has recently happened amid this COVID thing that has really sparked her business and the activity that's coming through the app. And we just found out she's about to open 2 more locations in the midst of this COVID thing,
Wow.
And a lot of that is due to her own success and her own resilience. But we think a little bit of that, is also the fact that, people see the way the mobile apps have really streamlined the ability for people to kind of order ahead, get things from her, let her team prepare it, minimize the friction and the contact that she's having with customers. She's been really impressive. About a couple of weeks ago, ABC News' Hungry Hound, hosted by Steve Dolinsky, the famous food reporter, they did a segment on a really renowned Southside coffee shop called Back of the Arts Coffee. That's one of our clients as well. We rolled out a beautiful, beautiful app for them. They handled it really casually. It's been really interesting. They let people know. They're like, hey, it's here. And they really just kind of, let people kind of figure it out. They didn't do a ton of promotion around it. And we kind of watched and we kind of sent them a couple of tips. We said, here's a couple of download buttons for your web designer to throw up, on your website that says download from the App Store, download from Google Play. Here are the links. Nice. Share these on social media. We only did a couple of things. And, to their testament, they had a really good customer base. And maybe to our testament, the app is really easy to use. You can pick it up and figure it out. And people, their customers have just been figuring it out. You know, there were a couple of hiccups that were natural. They let us know, they texted us, emailed us, called us, and we solved things like super fast within, you know, an hour. And we appreciated that. And that's how you get something perfect. Nobody's given us $1 million to make $1 million app. What we're trying to do is take the $1 million app we created and give people a head start. We're not saying it's perfect, but it's pretty close. If there's a problem, you can call us. We're accessible. And that's how you make it perfect. And we look at their activity and we're like, wow, people are really figuring it out. People put little things in the comments. You know, my husband's coming, you know, even though it's under my name, my husband's coming. We're not doing anything super unique, to be honest. We're looking at what Starbucks and Dunkin' and all the famous brands are doing. That's what we're looking at. Let's follow their lead. And customers of small businesses, they know the famous apps. They use that stuff. So that's why they pick up our app for back of the yards, and they kind of know, you know. And we saw a couple of really cool, nice comments that were very flattering of their customers to them about the app, you know. And it's nice to like look in and see what people say, and we're like, sweet, you know, we're doing a good job. And then Monday we launched another app for an entrepreneur in the area in the Gold Coast, right off of North Avenue in Clark. It's a Brazilian flared cafe, coffee and empanadas and, you know, things like that. Some really awesome Brazilian flair food and coffee and things like that. And, you know, it was like a shotgun approach. He had to get it out there really quick. And we didn't honestly have a lot of time to test. This is the real world, you know. Yeah. We wanted to test. We didn't want to be embarrassed, but he was like, just get, you know, he was very, you know, flexible, like, get it out there, we'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it was really scary for us because we don't want, you know, our reputation tarnished, but we understand the, you know, the you know, what pressure he was under too. And it went out pretty aggressively Monday morning, and it went pretty well. You know, he did, I think, 1,200 in sales that day. Over half of the sales went through the app. We saw people loading the e-wallet feature that we have, and the e-wallet feature saves people money on transaction fees, just like Starbucks. If people load $20 and then they pay with that money on that app, you don't get hit with transaction fees when they're using that money on that app. He's on pace. You know, we're looking at his first, you know, 3-4 days. He's on pace to save $500 a month in transaction fees. The app only costs $50 a month. So literally the app is paying for itself 10 times over.
Do you find that clients don't think about that? Like in terms, because the transaction fee is so small per transaction, but if you're processing literally hundreds of transactions a day,
it adds up, and people don't think about it. You know, people, these business owners are so under pressure. They're so under pressure to do so many things. Yeah. Menus, supplies, workers, days off, who's sick, rent, insurance, COVID, safety, face masks. They have so much going on that they kind of think of like transaction fees as business as usual. It's just something I got to deal with. It's medicine I have to take. And nobody's really looking at the fact that the Starbuckses and the Dunkins and the Chick-fil-A's, and just look at all the commercials about companies saying curbside pickup, you know, load money to your app. You don't really think why they're doing it. You think they're doing it to make the transaction faster and for the convenience of the customer. Well, they are doing it for that, but they're also doing it because across a large brand with many locations, that money adds up even more across locations. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year if you have, you know, if you're a multi-state, you know, type of operation. And then when you talk about service and retail and restaurants, because our app serves all those different people, margins can vary, like profit margins can vary. So some people can have razor thin profit margins where we're adding, you know, 6% back into their pocket. It's crazy. And, you know, the reason why we say 6% is it's the variable percentage of the credit card rate, but the fixed fee as well. So, I mean, this client that opened in the Gold Coast is already on pace to save for one location over $500 a month. It's insane. And our app only costs $50 a month, and we don't have a contract. We believe we're that good that we don't have to charge a contract. We want people to pay us month by month because they know that we are honest. They know that we're transparent. They know that we're trying to help. They know that we're trying to give big company technology to little companies and medium companies. We want people to choose us over and over again each month. We don't feel like we have to lock people in. We work hard to have a relationship with people. So those are three of our favorite recent clients. We have another client that's a gelato shop that has about 4 or 5 locations. That's awesome. Sweet Home Gelato. They have a location on the Riverwalk that's closed right now, but it's beautiful, like in one of those prime areas on the Riverwalk. They have locations in Highland Park, Naperville. Beautiful, beautiful locations, very well placed. We rolled our app out for them way before COVID, and then they kind of like changed things a little bit, and then now they're about to re-roll out their app. So we're really excited for them too.
Nice. No, that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that. I know the people over at Back of the Yards are incredible people, phenomenal.
They are.
Coffee.
Yeah, the coffee is really, really good.
Coffee is insane. Like they have what's called Café de Olla. It's a Mexican style coffee. Olla is just hot, and it's so on
one
point.
Of my favorites.
It's
one of my favorites.
It's so on point and authentic. It's crazy.
Yeah. So much coffee is like so similar from place to place, but they truly have lattes and coffees with unique flavors and tastes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love them. Yeah. And I'm excited, to be honest, to get over to Penny Pico. Penny Pico is our client that opened on Monday in the Gold Coast, across from the Latin School. Disclaimer, the owner is one of my alumni brothers from Latin. We went to Latin together. But it's a Brazilian flair. And the empanadas and food look really amazing. And I can't wait to get over there and try it. And apparently they're doing pretty good. We're tracking their numbers and they're happy with the app. Their customers seem to love the app. It's a very dense neighborhood over there in the Gold Coast around North Avenue and Clark. So we're really excited about all these clients. And we have some new ones coming too, some new apps. We're excited.
Good to hear, man. I'm sure that world is constantly evolving, just like the media and marketing field, with new equipment, new technology, new advancements.